Introduction. Resources-based view. RBV theory focuses on how firms achieve competitive advantage by leveraging internal resources that are valuable, rare, inimitable resources. For online banking, this means using proprietary resources like innovative technology, secure platform, and exclusive partnerships to enhance student satisfaction. Student satisfaction and online banking are closely tied to ease of use, security, reliability, and advanced features like mobile access and real-time support. By addressing these needs, online banks can build loyalty, competitive advantage, business analytic, further enhancing RBV theory by transforming data into actionable insight, driving operational efficiency and innovation.
Independent variable. Independent variable have three resources, and that is valuable resources, rare resources, and inimitable resources. First, valuable resources. Valuable resources are tools and assets that contribute to achieving business objective and improving efficiency. Our survey have gathered from 60 respondents, helping us understand student satisfactions regarding online banking, focusing on factors like availability, accessibility, advanced functionalities, and innovations. These aspects are important and essential in creating value for business. Next, we look at rare resources, those that are unique and difficult to acquire, such as secure features and exclusive partnership. These resources allow businesses to differentiate themselves and gain a competitive advantage in the market, as shown in our survey. Inimitable resources. Inimitable resources are those that competitors can't easily replicate, like trust in security, data retention policies, and customer support. These elements are key in establishing long-term success and a sustained competitive advantage. Demographic variables. This is a specific characteristic or factors that describe the composition of a population. It is used to categorize and analyze different groups of individuals. It is crucial to understanding the behavior, preference, and needs of various demographic segments. Examining these characteristics can ensure that the services meet the needs of a particular group effectively.
Valuable resources. The table shows results for 4 variables under IV1, which is VR1, VR2, VR3, and VR4. For VR1, most people gave scores close to 4 with a bit variation and response were fairly balanced. VR2 had a slightly higher average score of 4.05, leaning more toward positive with ratings with even less variation. VR3 stands out as the most positive with the highest average score of 4.19 and the most consistent response. Finally, VR4 had an average of 3.89, similar to VR1, with a moderate variation and balanced response. Overall, the results show that people tend to give high ratings, with VR3 being the most positive and consistent of all. For the second independent variable is rare resources. The table shows results for 4 variables, which is RR1, RR2, RR3, and RR4. RR1 received the highest average score of 4.20, followed by RR3 with 4.14, RR2 with 4.00, and RR4 with 3.98. RR1 had the widest range of response with score ranging from 1 to 5, while RR3 and RR4 had more limited ranges between 3 and 5. RR3 had the most consistent response, meaning people gave similar score, while RR1 showed a bit more variation. Most people rate RR1 on a higher side, with the score clustering around the average, whereas the other variables had more balanced distribution and a wider variety of response. Independent variable 3 is inimitable resources. The data for IV3 shows that people gave high ratings on all 4 subclasses, which is RI1, RI2, RI3, IR4, averaging around 4 out of 5. IR1, IR2, and IR3 had the same average, while IR4 was slightly lower at 3.93, but still high. There was some variation in response. IR4 had the most consistent answer, while IR3 had the widest range. Overall, people lean towards higher ratings, with IR4 being the most balanced. Overall, people view that subscales positively with some difference in consistency. The last table provides an overview of 4 variables, which is SS1, SS2, SS3, and SS4, and that make up the dependent variable. On average, SS2 received the highest rating, which is 4.31, followed by SS1, which is 4.22, SS4 3.88, and SS3 3.95. Response were fairly consistent, though SS4 showed the most variation, while SS2 had the most consistent ratings. For SS1, SS2, and SS3 scores reached between 2 and 5, while SS4 include response as low as 1. The data also suggests that respondents tend to slightly lean toward higher scores as seen in negative squiness, and the flatter than average shape of the distribution in reflect the negative quartiles. The table shows a strong and positive relationship between the variables SS, VR, RR, and IR. All these relations are statistically significant, meaning the relationships are not due to chance. For example, SS and IR have the strongest connection, which is 0.810, while the other pairs also show solid relationship. The analysis is based on data from 60 parties. This table shows how reliable the measurement are for 4 categories, which is VR, RR, IR, and SS. VR has a reliability score of 0.8, which is strong. The other three RR, IR, and SS each have a score of 0.7, which is still good. Overall, it means the question of item used to measure these categories work well together, and can this table present the result of a regression analysis. It shows that VR and IR are the key predictors as they significantly influence the outcome, which is 0.01. VR has a positive effect, meaning as a VR increase, the outcome improve equal to 0.449, and IR also have a strong positive contribution equal to 0.554. On the other hand, RR doesn't seem to have any meaningful impact since the p-value is very high, which is 0.956. The collineatory check suggests that the predictors are not too closely related, so multicollineatory is not a concern in this.
4.6 R square. The model summary shows that the predictor IR, VR, RR together explain 75.6% of the variability in the dependent variable SS as indicated by the R square value. After adjusting for the number of the predictor in the model, the adjusted R square is the slightly lower at 74.2%, which is still represent a strong fit. The standard error of the estimate, which measuring the average distance between the observed data point and the predicted values, is 0.343, suggesting a reasonable accurate model. 4.7 Multicollinearity. This table used to check for multicollinearity in regression model, which happens when predictors are too closely related. The eigenvalues show how much variance each dimension explained, and small values like 0.004 in dimension 4 suggest problems. The condition index measuring the severity of multicollinearity with values above 15 like 16.563 and 33.330 in dimension 3 and 4, signally moderating to severe issue. The variance proportional tell us how much each predictor contributes to each dimension.
Hypothesis 1 focus on general satisfaction. It states that students are generally natural or dissatisfied with online banking, meaning the average satisfaction score is less than or equal to 3 on a 5-point like scale. The alternative hypothesis 1 suggests that students are generally satisfied, indicating an average satisfaction score greater than 3. This hypothesis aims to determine whether students have a positive perception of online banking service overall. A one-sample test can be used to compare the sample meant to benchmark value of a tree representing natural satisfaction. Hypothesis 2 examines whether student satisfaction levels are consistent across different aspects of online banking, such as reliability, ease of use, convenience, and customer service. The null hypothesis assumes that there is no significant difference in satisfaction score across these variables, indicating consistent satisfaction level across all dimensions. Conversely, the alternative hypothesis posits that significant difference exists, suggesting that students perceive some aspect more positively or negatively than others. A repeat measure ANOVA or pair samples test can be employed to analyze the variation in satisfaction score. Together, these hypotheses provide a comprehensive understanding of student satisfaction with online banking, both overall and across specific service dimensions.
Conclusion. Based on questionnaire, student satisfaction with online banking platform is significantly influenced by rare, valuable, and inimitable resources. As outlined in the resource-based view RBV theory, features like proprietary financial tools, exclusive partnership with educational institutions, and innovative technologies help this platform stand out and provide secure, personalized, and reliable service that meets student needs. Additionally, the reliability, security, and accessibility of this service build student trust and confidence. By strategically leveraging these unique internal resources, online banking platform can achieve a competitive advantage, ensuring the long-term success and sustain student satisfaction.